Hey everybody, it's Michael from Replica Airguns with a tabletop preview video. We're looking at a bunch of different guns here. We have 4 products I want to go over. They're all very different. We have a couple pistols from Gamo. One's a CO2 pellet pistol. We have a pellet. I want to call it spring piston, but it's not. It's an inert gas, so there's no spring in it. There's definitely some advantages to that. Now this is just a preview, so I'm just going to touch base on these guns. There'll be full tabletop and potentially field test shooting videos for these guns as soon as I can get to them. We also have an Airsoft shotgun here. This is from JAG Arms. Very different product. You put the shells in, you preload the shells like you would a typical Airsoft magazine, but these are kind of your magazines in a sense because you preload them with a bunch of Airsoft BBs and then you put them into the gun like you would a normal shell. But then it kind of loads the BBs or the Airsoft BBs into the barrel area and shoots it with each pump of the actual pump here on the gun, right? And this is powered by green gas or propane. Very different, nice heavy gun. We'll talk about it in a bit. And then we have the REKT OPfour. This is an Umarex product. It's basically a Nerf gun, but it's not Nerf branded. It's from Umarex. It does use Nerf style darts, and I'll show you those in a bit, but this is sort of your AR platform version. I did show you the REKT OP6, I think that's what it's called, OP6, and but that was the pistol version, CO2 pistol version. This is the rifle version. We'll just touch base real quick in a second here. All right, let's go over the pistols. Now this is the Gamo, and this is the F-900, okay? So we have the packaging here, up to 400 FPS with the PBA platinum pellets, so we'll have to see what lead pellets do. Ergonomic design, rubberized grips, and fiber optic sights. No need for CO2 cartridges since it's basically a brake barrel, not a spring piston, but it uses this inert gas, okay? And then whatever this SAT is, creep and crisp fire, so it's the type of trigger that it has. Okay, 400 FPS, like a traditional spring piston. You just give it a crack. It's pretty tight. Not a long barrel, so there's not a lot of leverage there. So you're going to have to kind of work it pretty tough. There's no pellets in here or anything. You do have basically you've got a safety here, right? So when it's red like that, crossbow safety, so now it's safe, now it's ready to fire. Nice trigger on it. Let's take a look here. I'm just going to, feels like it's going to have some power. It really does kind of kick a little bit, so it'll be interesting to see how powerful it is. You do have fiber optic sights in the front, this in the back. Adjustable for windage, not elevation. Okay. It's made in Spain. Nice looking gun. It's not super heavy. It's fairly lightweight. It'll be interesting to see how well this shoots, how powerful it is, how accurate it is. It's basically a target gun. Not really a pest control, but more of a target pistol. Let's take a quick look at and I'll just show you the packaging real quick first with the Gamo PR-776. Okay, so it does come with 2 of these little magazines that you pop in. There's one in the gun right now. And then you'll see here you have quick loading, right? Those are the magazines. 8 rounds, right? 8 shots each, rifled steel barrel. Got your CO2 there as well. And it is 400 feet per second, right? Okay, basic clamshell packaging again. This gun's pretty heavy, okay? Here's the model number. PR-776. Got a white dot sight on the front. You have fully adjustable rear sight, up and down, or up and side to side, so windage and elevation. Okay, single or double action. Pretty nice trigger actually, in both single and double, not too heavy. Of course you have your magazine here, and you can take these out and put them in really quick. You can preload them. Comes with 2. CO2 goes in there. I don't really like these. These are pretty flimsy, but whatever. And then you've got your CO2 screw in there. Okay, this just kind of, when you're holding it, it's not going to be an issue, but it doesn't really clip in. I'm not a big fan of that style, but it is what it is. Okay, you got some warning instructions. A little bit obvious there. All right, sort of this kind of neat barrel. Recessed as well in the front. Okay, 400 FPS. All right, we'll stick to what I got on the table, then I'll bring the Umarex REKT OPfour in, last but not least. Let's take a look at the JAG Arms Scattergun. And this is kind of cool. Again, it's basically a gas gun. So what you do, oops, that's locked in there, is you put the gas in there, okay? You got the gas hole, the back there, in your basically your stock tube, okay? You do have some rings So you can put your sling on there if you want to. I don't know where it would go on the front, but you could put a sling on there maybe just to hang it off. Not really a front sling, but just for hanging it down. Here's the shells. This one has some Airsoft BBs in it, you can see, okay? And then that would just, I'm not gonna put this one in, I don't wanna load it right now because there's some gas in it. But you just open up your port there, loading port, loading bay, put it in, you're ready to go, and it just ejects out. We'll leave it there so it's easy to get it out, just pops right out, okay? And then when you're ready to shoot, you just, while it's ready, you can just crank it, okay? And also, one thing that's interesting to note, this is a 3-shot or 6-shot burst system, and you can adjust it right there by opening up the basically the ejection port area, and then you're ready to go. Okay, and you do have a nice sights, iron sights front and back, tactical rail there, right? You have Weaver Picatinny rail, so you can put whatever hardware on there that you'd like to. It's totally up to you. This should open and close. There we go. Pretty firm. Very heavy gun. I'm going to say this weighs at least 6 to 7, maybe even 8 pounds. It's got lots of weight to it. Again, you have this adjustable buttstock, pistol grip. It's basically a single action trigger, but you do need to work, right? You need to work it a little bit there, right? You got the pump. Very tactical, pretty cool. Do have a little bit of an orange tip. Could probably come off if you want to. And I'm not sure what this does. Really don't know. I haven't gone into that much detail. I'll have to take that off and see what I actually get into. Maybe it just allows me to take this tube out. I'm not really sure. Really cool gun though. Nice looking gun. There's a lot of different versions of it in terms of different colors and slightly different versions and models of the JAG Arms Scattergun series. So check that out over on the Replica Airgun site. By the way, all these guns are in the Canada store, and some of them are going to be in the US store as well. Most of them should be. And last but not least, we have the REKT OPfour, not the Opt6. The Opt6 is the pistol that I've already reviewed, done my tabletop and field test. This is the AR version. I just didn't have it at the time, or I probably would have reviewed them both at the same time or close together. So we have obviously your save, and we have fire, right? Your fire's your go button there. That's pretty much it. No full auto, because it is kind of like a pump action gun. You do have to pump it essentially to work the rounds, because when you pump it, this little, I don't know if you can see inside there. It's not gonna let me fire. Here we go. Okay, you notice all the CO2 came out because there's nothing in there. You pull it back, put your magazine in, pull it forward, and you're ready to go. I'm not gonna shoot, I don't wanna shoot a Nerf here just yet. You do have some sights in the back here. They're not really adjustable or anything that I can tell. Maybe they are. Oh, they are. They are up and down. You can adjust it up and down, but not really for windage, so that at least I can't really see that you can. But you can adjust it up and down, elevation. Okay, so just, you know, it's a Nerf gun. It's not going to make a big difference when you adjust it. These things aren't that accurate. They're really only good at 20 to 30 feet tops, right? You do have an adjustable buttstock here, and I'm just going to take it off so you can see where the CO2 goes. You have to do this a certain way. There we go. So the CO2 goes in the back. There's CO2 in it right now, and it uses dual CO2. So one points that way, the tip's that way, and one points this way, the tip that way. And so they're butt to butt inside, and that's how the stock, how the CO2 works. So it's a dual CO2. So you're going to get, I'm assuming, a fair bit of shots without having to reload CO2. It probably does use a fair bit to push these guys out. I believe it's a 12-round magazine. It does come with 12 rounds, okay? So it's pretty much it, okay? Probably you can get more magazines. You can get more Nerf-styled bullets, right? You can get more of those if you want to over at the Replica Airgun store. They're essentially the Nerf ones, but Umarex does sell their line similar styled darts as well. I know I called it bullet, but it's more of a dart. All right, pretty cool. They come in different colors. Again, check out my review of the REKT OP6, the pistol version, over at replicaairguns.com, where I have articles, post reviews for you guys, usually additional photos. Again, keep in mind, these guns are going to be in both our Canada and US online stores over at replicaairguns.ca and replicaairguns.us. You'll find all kinds of different products there: air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, and accessories. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, take care.